we needed to move from a congested suburban street to a high-speed autobahn. We create direct point-to-point link from the problem building back to our switch. Hi tech lovers, welcome back to Fast Cabling. Imagine you're responsible for the safety of a whole neighborhood. Now imagine the eyes of that neighborhood. The CCTV system start going blind randomly. One camera flickers, another feed freezes. That was the exact situation at a residential compound we were called to help. The complaint was simple: mysterious blackout. So everyone assumed it was bad cables, maybe a faulty camera. But what we found was a classic case of a network design slowly collapsing under its own weight. So today in this video, we're going to show you how we diagnosed the problem and, more importantly, how we perform a major surgery to bring this network back from the dead. To understand the problem, you have to understand how it was built. So the compound had a central core switch at the main server room. And from there, Ethernet and fiber lines ran out to the distribution switch at different buildings. Now this is pretty standard. But here's where things went wrong. To save on cabling costs, especially to those far buildings, the installers used a method called daisy chaining. They will run one cable to a small SS switch, then daisy chain that switch to another switch further down the line. Now this is like plugging one power stripe into another. And that is the recipe for disaster, because each switch in that chain adds a tiny bit of delay, latency. More importantly, every device on the network is constantly shouting, "Who has this data?" And in a daisy chain, those shouts get amplified, creating broadcast storms. And the result was exactly what they described: high latency, packet loss, and the 1 gigabit per second uplink from the overloaded distribution switch became a massive bottleneck, especially when all those cameras try to upload footage at once. So the network was choking. So the problem of the story was the architecture. It was a design that couldn't handle the pressure. So our solution wasn't just to replace parts, it was to redesign the network's core philosophy. We needed to move from a congested suburban street to a high-speed autobahn. So step one, we have to break those daisy chain. Instead of data hopping from switch to switch, we create direct point-to-point link from the problem building back to our switch. So here we are going to unplug this Ethernet cable connected from this switch to this switch. Instead, I will connect it back to our distribution switch. Now, this is a star topology. It's cleaner, faster, and infinitely more reliable. But to make the direct links worth it, we needed a massive capacity upgrade. We have to migrate the backbone from 1 gigabit per second freeway to 10 gigabit per second. So at the heart of this new system, we installed a powerful core switch, like this one. The 8-port 10G SFP Plus managed switch. Its layer 3 management is crucial, letting us create separate VLAN to isolate camera traffic from everything else. Also, you can use QoS to prioritize video data and even set up LACP for link aggregation, which is just a fancy way of combining ports for even more bandwidth and redundancy. Now, this little beast handles 10 gigabit per second per port, so it's the central air traffic controller that can handle all this data stream simultaneously without breaking a sweat. Let me power it on. Now, for the connections themselves, we have to choose the 10G SFP Plus module, and more importantly, we opt for single mode fiber. It's slightly more future-proof than multi-mode because it can handle longer distances, which is perfect for a large compound. So let's plug in our SFP module and go ahead to plug in our fiber cable. This is a 2-string fiber optic cable. Let's choose string C. And at the central, we're going to use this connector. Plug in the SFP transceiver so we can use an Ethernet cable, which is this short patch cord, to connect with the network video recorder for the video stream. Now, we are pulling this armed fiber. It's tougher and can withstand the element. But here's a quick pro tip. Always label both ends for your fiber cable. Now for our 2-string cable, it already has a label on it. It will save you hours of headache a year from now. So let's coming over. Now, all the data aggregates at a main distribution point into this powerful switch, the 24-port 480 watts L3 managed PoE++ switch. This unit is the workhorse. It can power tons of devices with its 480 watt budget, and crucially, it has 4 10G SFP plus uplink port. So this is our on-ramp to the 10G backbone. So first, again, our 10G SFP transceiver. And remember, string C. Let's plug it in. So let's make our first connection to a compact distribution point by using an Ethernet cable. Plug into the Ethernet port directly to our 8-port WebSmart PoE switch. Now it's perfect for powering a few devices where there's power outlets available. It's already power on. Now I'm going to plug in 2 Ethernet cable, one for our pan-tilt zoom camera and one for the PDZ camera. By using PoE technology, it's sending both power and data to our cameras. But now we have a special problem because some cameras are in the middle of a field with no local power source. So how do you power a switch out in the open without running a separate electrical line? Now we have an elegant solution. We are going to use this. Now this is a PoE pass-through switch. Here's the magic. This switch doesn't need its own power outlet. It's powered directly through the Ethernet cable from the PoE++ switch back in the distribution room. So now I'm going to unplug everything here. Let's pretend there's no power here and replace the switch with our PoE pass-through switch and get back to our distribution room where our 480 PoE++ switch is. Now the first 8 port are the PoE++ port. So let's use an Ethernet cable, plug in the first 8 port, sending PoE++ to our pass-through switch. Now there are 6 ports, but only port 6 here is the power port. Let's plug it in. And soon you'll see it's getting the power and the data. Then plug in another Ethernet cable for our bullet camera. So that single cables provide both power and data to the switch and also our camera. One cable run up to 200 meters, powering up to 5 devices in a location with 0 local electricity. So it's a game changer for this kind of setup. See, there's no power needed. So now let's take a look. Finally, we completed the star topology. No more hops, no more bottlenecks, just a clean, fast, and direct line. I'm going to wave my hands so you can see this is a live video. So the results? The mystery blackouts were solved. The video wall is now a reliable source of truth, not a source of frustration. And by moving from a congested daisy chain to a powerful 10G star topology with intelligent switching, we gave this community its security back. Now, if your network is showing similar symptoms, random dropouts, slow performance under load, don't just assume it's bad cable. Take a hard look at your design. Sometimes the solution isn't a quick fix, but a thoughtful rebuild. Now, thank you very much for joining us, and I'll see you in our next video.